Is there such a thing as happy enough? I remember my first day in high school. I was telling myself, when I get into the right college, I will be happy. I had my eyes set on a public Ivy in California. Public Ivies are Ivy League level colleges and universities that you pay pennies on the dollar for. In other words, you get an Ivy League education without burning a hole through your pocket. Because that's exactly what you would be doing if you went to Harvard, Yale, or any other Ivy League university. Sure enough, I got to where I wanted to go. But by then, I said to myself, once I get my first corporate job, I will be happy enough. So after 4 years of college, I graduated. I got that diploma in my hand, went through the graduation ceremony, and got myself my first corporate job after 6 months of looking. It was a huge insurance company in Southern California. But by then, I said to myself, I'll only be happy once I get to graduate school. Do you see the pattern? Well, guess what? I'm hardly alone. Most people think this way. What they do is they set up a goal, and once they get to the goal, they kick the can down the road and set that time or that moment of happiness further ahead. If we're not careful, we keep kicking that goal post further and further down the road until we kick it one last time and we find ourselves in a coffin. We never reach that point. Now, believe me, a lot of people would make all sorts of excuses for thinking this way. Don't you want to set high standards for yourself? Don't you have any ambition? Why do you have to aim so low? Why do you have to focus on the here and now? That's for losers. Winners think big. Winners think about the future. Winners make the future. Believe me, I understand this frame of mind because that was my frame of mind for a very, very long time. But there's a lot lost in translation. It turns out that, for the longest time, I was looking at happiness as some sort of destination. It's something that you arrive at when you map out your personal happiness in terms of getting from point A to point B. It turns out that it is not like that. I know you probably have heard this saying many times. Maybe you've even seen it on a bumper sticker. Happiness is not a destination. It is a journey. Guess what? It is absolutely spot on. Every single moment you're alive is a single opportunity to be happy enough. Please pay attention to the word enough. A lot of people think that happiness has to have some sort of golden standard. If they don't meet that standard, then they are not really happy. They are just playing games with themselves. They are just fooling themselves. Well, guess what? You're more than welcome to think that way, but let me tell you, the end result is all too predictable. You will never be happy. There will always be something missing. Things will not always be as bright, as fulfilling, and as complete as they could be. Thankfully, there is an alternative. You can discover the power of enough. You can be happy enough. You can be content enough. You can be fulfilled enough. You just have to know what enough is. And the good news is that every single moment you're alive, you can make the decision to decide whether this is enough for now. That's the best you can do. I wish somebody told me this when I was a younger person. The good news. Thankfully, there is a way you can train yourself to learn to be happy enough. This is not self-hypnosis, this is definitely self-delusion. Instead, you learn how to let go of a lot of mental baggage that is holding you back and dragging you down from being fully happy. You don't want to live your life on autopilot only to discover, at the last moment, that you were never really happy nor content. By then, it's too late. So avoid that tragic end. Click the link in the description for a 100% natural, 100% chemical-free approach to personal happiness that you yourself control. It doesn't involve a cult, it doesn't involve any sort of religion or mystical movement or philosophical school. Instead, it taps into something that you already have. Click the link in the description to learn more.